Hello there. So we're in the third part of this series of videos. We talked about the violence. We talked about the neglect. Now we're going to talk about something that I think is very disgusting in a way that you don't understand how this can happen. So this guy, his marriage isn't that great, but for him, he is sticking it out for his kids. Because now he's stuck. Because his wife threatened him. She told him, if you ever try and leave me, I'll take your children, and you'll never see your children again. Now, for somebody that you're supposed to love, and they tell you something like that, you get so sick to your stomach that you don't know what to do. Because this is supposed to be your partner, and for her to threaten him that if he ever tries to leave her, she will make sure he never sees his children again, and she will take him for everything he has. Now he's trapped. He's a black male, and she's a white female. In the court system, he's automatically going to lose. He has absolutely no chance in the court system because the court system is not blind, it's biased. The court system is biased to mothers, for one, and the court system hates fathers. The court system is biased to Caucasian people, and they don't like black people. So, she's a white mom, he's a black father. If he does anything, he's guaranteed to lose in court and to lose everything and to never see his kids again. So, in his mind, he has to stick it out. He has to just take it. And in his mind, he's like, as long as I can have my children, I can deal with anything. I can deal with it. That's fine. They'll turn 18, and they turn 18, then if we don't work things out, then I'll leave. But at least I won't lose my time with my children. Time goes on, and he notices her violence is coming back. And she has gotten very violent. And he noticed that she is taking a lot of over-the-counter drugs. She's popping Excedrins and popping, other type of pills daily. And you look at the bottles of those things, it says, you're not supposed to take so many in a 24-hour period. And those bottles of Excedrin, you're not supposed to go through a bottle of Excedrin, a bottle every couple of weeks. And he's like, okay, something's wrong. Something's wrong, you know? And he confronts her, and he's like, hey, I think you're taking too many of those pills. I have headaches. I have headaches. Okay, well, maybe you need to get checked out because, that can become addictive. And it did become addictive. She couldn't get through her day without it. And I told him, I said, you know what? You need to get her help. He didn't get her help. Not funny, but think about it. They come to find out that brand of Excedrin she was taking daily was taken off of the market. That Excedrin she was taking, FDA found some mental problems with people taking that stuff, and they pulled it from the market. And he noticed after she stopped taking that Excedrin, her violent outbreaks in anger and screaming and yelling became more and more frequent. And for me, he should have done something. He should have got help, but he didn't. He just buried the whole thing and said, well, it's just her stress. She'll deal with it and she'll be okay. Until he saw her get violent with the children. And I told him, you should have done something when you saw her get violent with your children, buddy. He didn't. He was like, well, she was just angry. And I was like, well, yes. Do you get angry? He's like, yeah. Do you get violent? It's like, well, no, I don't get violent. Okay, so buddy, you get angry sometimes, but you don't get violent. She gets angry and she gets violent. Okay, that's not right. You don't spank the kids. She spanked the kids and she gets a little bit too much into it and you have to step in? Yeah, I have to step in sometimes because she gets a little too violent with the kids. Okay, and I tell them, hey buddy, that's a problem. No, she's just stressed out. No, that's a problem. She can't control her violence. She can't control her anger. Do you yell? Yes. Does she yell? Yes. Do you hit? No. Does she hit? Yes. Okay, that's the difference. You can yell, she can yell. But when she hits, that's the problem. Or when she's spanking him and you see her getting way too aggressive and you stop her, that's the problem. You should have stepped in. She has a problem with violence. Remember the violence she used to have on you? Well, now she's directing that violence that she used to do to you to your children. You need to step in. You need to do something. She's going to do something one day when you're not there, and God forbid, she's going to hurt, injure, or kill one of the kids. And I tell them, you as a parent, you as a father, it's your job to protect your children. You're not protecting your children if you're letting their mother physically abuse them. That's child abuse. You are supposed to protect your children, even if you have to protect your children from their mother. Well, it's just that she gets angry sometimes and she's just stressed because of her job and because of money. Are you stressed? You were working 2 jobs, weren't you? Yeah. Okay. But are you hitting people? No. Okay. And I tell him, you should have stepped in. That's a sign. It's a sign. She can't control her anger and her violence. And maybe all of those pills that she was taking, maybe there's a problem there. Maybe those stuff mess with her head. Maybe she has a mental problem. Maybe she has something. You should have stepped in. People, you as a parent, it's your job to protect your children. Even if it's from the other parent, it's your job to step in, even from them, and to protect those children and yourself. The problem is he didn't do it. He just looked the other way and made excuses for her violence. And I told him, that was wrong of you. That's not what a good parent does. A good parent protects their children and protects themselves, even if it's from the other parent. There's another strike for him. It's not good. We'll stop here, and I'll come back later.